Back here on the Westmoreland Sports Network with the Scotties from Southmoreland. We're joined by head coach Dan Boring, Anthony McGovern in the middle, and Bryson Robinson out there on the end. Gentlemen, thank you so much and welcome to our Westmoreland County Wrestling Kickoff Show. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us.
Yeah, thank you for having us. We're happy to be here.
Thank you.
No problem, guys. Jeff, go ahead and queue up a couple questions for everybody.
Sure. And it's Anthony Govern, right?
Yeah.
Both of you guys are juniors this year.
Yes.
Probably couple of the team leaders, obviously. That's why you're here. You're a young team this year, are you not, Dan?
Yeah,
last year you had, 7 seniors?
We graduated 7 seniors last year, yeah.
Wow.
And you had a great campaign in your 1920 season. You finished 5-1 in the section.
Yeah.
Got into the playoffs, right? But you graduated a lot of those kids. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the only senior you have is a first-year wrestler who happens to be a female, Michaela, this year, correct?
Actually, I have Brendan Moore. He was
Okay.
also a Southwest Regional qualifier his sophomore year. Missed that mark last year, but he's a quality kid.
Yes.
Who will lead that senior class with her and the team as well.
Yeah. So how is that dynamic this year, guys, having Michaela on your team? You welcome her with open arms, and she's filling the spot that you guys probably need this year with being young, correct?
Yeah, most definitely. We definitely need those lighter weights to keep us going. We're pretty strong up top, but we need those lighter weights to win big matches.
Yeah, and we were fortunate enough to be together just last week with the scrimmage with Hempfield and Southmoreland, and I had the opportunity to watch her. And Dan, you were absolutely right. She is an athlete. She can go, and I was very impressed. So.
Yeah, I mean, she comes into the room every day. She lifts with the kids. She works out with the kids. She drills. She listens. She's somebody that, for a kid coming in as a senior who's never wrestled, but she does the right things that you want in an athlete to come out for their first year and try this sport out, because it's not easy. And for a girl to come out and work hard at it and give it the attitude, I hope more kids see that, because, I guess what girls wrestling is one of the biggest growing sports in the country. So,
Sure.
It's a good thing to see.
Yeah, you're right. And I think you said it most. She's an athlete. So she's coachable because she's an athlete and she's doing well.
Right.
But you guys, tell us a little bit about your season last year, Anthony. You had a winning record last year, made through your section and region.
Yeah, I had an all right season. Definitely some things I need to work on.
Coming off an injury, right?
Yeah,
the season before?
I hurt myself during football, but then I got it all figured out and all better. But definitely some things I need to work on. Okay.
And Bryson, you were a contributor on the team last year. Probably not the season you had hoped to have, but you got into the lineup. You contributed. What do you see for yourself this year to help the Scotties out?
I really feel like I'm going to advance this year. Like, we had a tournament preseason, I believe the Halloween batch or whatever, and I did pretty decent in there. And I feel like this year I really have my head on straight. I'm focusing in on things, starting to do the little things that's going to push me forward and going to advance.
Yeah, I know. I watched you in the room, and you looked like you were full bore and you're really into it. And what's your weight difference from last year to this year?
Oh, last year I was wrestling 160, but then I wasn't 160. It got to 47. And on this year I weigh 160, but I'm wrestling 54 after Christmas, yeah.
Good. Dan, you had a very good coaching year last year. I mean, your team did well. You were able to get one wrestler to the state tournament.
Yeah.
That was your first trip as a head coach to the state tournament. Tell us a little bit, and some of our viewers, not a lot of coaches have that opportunity to make it to the state tournament. But you were, I'm sure it wasn't the tournament you wanted to have, but what did you learn as a coach by being there that you can bring back to address your team this year as to where you want to go in your future as a Scotty head coach?
My trip, first time there as a head coach, I went before with Ryan.
Right.
He took Jake and Evan Myers and Tyler that first year, my first year at the program. But as a head coach, get down there your first time with a senior who started wrestling in 7th grade. Biggest thing I can stress is the moment can't be bigger than what you're trying to do out there. You can't go out there and say, hey, this is incredible, I'm so happy to be here, and then not put what you need to do out on the mat. Focus like it's any other match you're out there wrestling, and just do the things you're supposed to do. So I think Brett got a little overwhelmed getting out there, and the kid wrestled on a torn ACL and ended up making all the way to Hershey, and he obviously achieved his goal, but I think he got there and just the moment was bigger than where he wanted to be. But again, credit to Brett for getting there. And as far as the team last year, we went 14-5 overall, 5-1 in the section.
Right.
Playoffs for the second straight year. We had 4 regional qualifiers: Anthony, Austin McBeth, Nick Yeske, and Brett. Nick, Austin, and Brett all graduated.
Right.
But I like where we're at, and I keep preaching to these kids that we're not the big name program that you have around the area. You know, you've got Latrobe, you got Norwin, you got Derry, you got Mount Pleasant, Connellsville. You know, we're just right there in the middle doing our thing and just, you know, being the underdogs, and I kind of like that role that we're in. So,
Guys, talk a little bit about what other sports you play or other activities or interests that you have. I want to cue up more about wrestling about you for our viewers.
I play football.
What position?
I started as a freshman at middle linebacker, and then they worked me into DN. I played tight end last year, kind of did everything, like wide receiver, ran the ball some, and then I played baseball as well.
What position do you play in baseball?
Wherever they need me. I try not to specify on one position. And
You're a utility guy. I'm kind of
Yeah.
getting that sense. You played a lot of different positions in football,
Yeah, I
which
don't-
says a lot about your character. It means you're very versatile.
I don't like focusing on one position because you're not going to go anywhere just playing one position. It's just
And you know I'm going to put you on the spot. Which one of those three sports is your favorite? And be honest.
honestly, whichever one's in season is the one that I'm
That is an awesome answer.
like. Right now it's wrestling, but like in a few months it'll be baseball and
Sure.
then football, and so
You want to hand that mic over to Bryson, please? Bryson, talk about what you do outside of wrestling, please.
So outside of wrestling, I do golf, tennis, pole vault. I try.
Did you say pole vault?
Yeah. I
All
pole
right.
vault.
Jeff and I
Oh,
were pole
man.
vaulters for Greensburg Salem.
Yep.
For real,
He
that's
pole
all
vaulted at Slippery Rock.
That's cool. They have a program that my coach Britton wanted me to go to and stuff like that. I didn't end up going or whatever, but I want to try it out.
It's
It
one
looks
of the
cool.
best in the state, actually.
I also did soccer this year. This is the first time I've ever played soccer, and we had 11 seniors on the team, and I ended up lettering. So, coach, and yeah, it was a good season. I liked it. It's definitely my second favorite sport now, though.
Now, how about outside of sports? You know, what hobbies do you guys are hunting,
Oh, yeah.
fishing, camping, hiking? You like to do
Oh,
all that stuff?
I love hunting. I went out Thursday and Monday and stuff Friday and Monday. Didn't see anything, but I do a lot of fishing though. Fishing's fun.
It
I like
is.
traveling and doing fishing.
Yeah, I truly enjoy that too. I just love being out in nature. You know, after work, get out there for a couple hours and just kind of unwind. And usually don't see any deer, but the squirrels are fun to watch run around, right?
Always.
So, Jeff, go ahead. And I know you had a couple more questions
No,
for Coach.
just you have a little bit different subsection this year. You've got Ligonier Valley coming in. I talked to our dairy head coach earlier, asked him his opinion about it. And what do you think? I mean, I think your borders there, I mean, that's something we always used to like, that rivalry between Ligonier Valley and Southmoreland,
Yeah.
for sure. So what do you feel about getting them back in your subsection this year?
you know, they're not uncommon to us. We wrestled a couple dual matches the last couple of years. They come to the Holiday Classic every year, so we're familiar with them. Our junior high wrestles them every year. I like them coming in. Frazier, you know, it's a loss. They, you know, state place winner in Thane Lawrence. They have Rune coming
Right.
up. We just scrimmaged them yesterday. I mean, Buck's got himself a good number of kids out, and you know they look pretty decent yesterday. But you know they move out. Ligonier Valley comes in. The section overall, I honestly think we have the toughest subsection you're going to see. It's going to be a dogfight the whole time. See which teams come out of there. So.
Good stuff. I know a lot of time in Double A, it's who can put the biggest lineup out there. You know, it's not giving up those free 6-pointers with the forfeits. It's just having guys that are going out there and doing battle. And, you know, I there was always respect for me whenever you wrestled against a Southmoreland guy. You know, they never had that, like, stacked team, but they always had quality, hardworking individuals that you knew you were going to be in for a fight when you were out there.
Right.
And, you know, I just wanted to kind of tee up one of the most exciting matches I know I've ever called.
Oh, yeah.
Was last year. I know Robbie Waller, he's tuned in. He was beside me, and you guys were getting beat pretty bad by Mount Pleasant over at Mount Pleasant. And was it 49-0 before you started
30 nothing.
30
We
nothing.
lost the first 7 matches.
Yep.
And then won.
Won the next,
next
7
8.
by pin, and yeah, it was. The funny thing is, I mean, going into that match, I do a lot of statistics in my head and figuring things out, and who's got this. And we started the place in the lineup where I'm like, this is a rough place to start.
Worst place to start, right?
What I didn't see happening was 2 of my guys at 38 and 45 losing. They lost close matches, they didn't get pinned. But those 2 losing really made that match look like it was unattainable.
Yeah.
And so I started panicking when our 45-pounder lost. I'm like, man, I didn't see that. But then 170 came around, and Brendan Moore kind of kicked it off, and we went from there. So, you know, you guys saw me. I was pacing back and forth last year in that match.
it was pretty intense and probably one of the most amazing comebacks I've ever seen. A true display of character, and I think that's something that you see a lot more in wrestling than you may see in other sports. As Coach Mears said earlier today, it's a sport of individuality, but it's also very much a team sport. And I'll tell you what, when that terror started, that streak of wins, you could just feel the momentum building for the Scotties. So thank you for that memory. That was one of my favorite matches to call. It was pretty crazy. I felt bad for Robbie as a Mount Pleasant Viking graduate, and it was kind of like his jaw just dropped as he watched the Vikings end up ultimately losing that match. But
and finished behind you in the section, then,
right? Yeah.
That was
and they had to fight to get that qualifying match to get into the playoffs. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Well, we certainly appreciate Dan and Anthony and Bryson, you guys coming today. Thank you for being here. Hope you tell all your friends out there to watch back if they're not watching live to see you guys. And we want to wish you the best of luck for this upcoming season. We'll see you hopefully soon, definitely at the county tournament. And best wishes.
Thank you.
Yeah, real quick.
yeah.
Yeah, tell us about the Holiday Classic,
So the
please.
Holiday Classic, it's still on, which I meant to get in touch with you this week, Dan, about it, but it's going to be a dual format now. We still have 12 teams coming. We'll have 2 pools set up, and then we'll do a championship match. It'll be one day on December 28th, still at the Murraysville Sports Zone, though.
Okay,
So the
and
tournament
that's
is still
right behind
on.
Sheets.
What was that?
Is that right behind Sheets?
Yeah,
there?
right behind that sheets there. Yep.
Okay.
So
All righty. Well, we'll look forward to that event on December 28th, as we always do. That's your Southmoreland Scotties wrestling fans. When we return, we'll be with the first-year head coach of the Norwin Knights, Mr. Kyle Martin, right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.